welcome to Back to Basics Weight Loss Surgery channel. I am Janine, usually your Thursday vlogger, but we got a little off schedule this week. This week our topic is childhood obesity. Did you struggle with childhood obesity? How did it affect your life? And what can we do about this epidemic? Childhood obesity is something I hold near and dear to my heart, because it is something that I struggled with greatly throughout my entire life. My parents feel like I was not obese until I hit about like high school age, but that's complete bullshit. I know I was obese in kindergarten because I had to shop in the girl husky section to get clothes when I was 5. So I promise you I was obese then. First I just want to say that 1 in 3 children in America are either overweight or obese today, and that number has tripled in the last 30 years. So this is a problem that's getting worse. Is there a solution to this? A solution, I think, is the wrong word. Cure is the wrong word. But I think we can be proactive and preventative about it. And I want to discuss a couple things that I know did not work for me. And if you are going through this with possibly your child, you know, maybe I can help you. So let me go back to the question, did you suffer with childhood obesity? I did. And it affected me greatly. Why was I obese? Well, my entire family is obese. My grandparents on both sides, all my aunts, all my uncles, they all have BMIs of 30 or over. And I think the biggest part of it is really our culture. We are Italian, as a lot of you know, and it's about what we eat. We eat very decadently. How we eat in huge portions, and that's just considered normal to us. You know, when you grow up with these huge plates of food that everybody around you, of decadent food, that everyone around you is eating completely, and even though you're not hungry anymore, you finish your plate. Now, I wanna say this. My family did not have a clean the food off your plate rule. They didn't. But I did what other people did. I watched what my family did. My sister ate all the food off her plate, so I did what she did, because my father ate all the food off his plate. My grandparents did it. My uncles and aunts did it. Nobody left anything on their plates, ever. These ginormous piles of everything from, you know, breaded and fried veal cutlets to, I don't know, some type of puttanesca sauce, and I don't even know. Just the most decadent food you can think of, you know, slathered in fat and fried. You know, I'm sorry, but it's just a very decadent culture. And, or at least the Italian American culture is. In Italy, they really don't eat that much. But the Italian-American culture is incredibly decadent, and the amount of food is insanity. And I just did what my family did. And I grew up eating that way. I did push my stomach to the limit, and I did it constantly and constantly until it was simply a habit. And then I got older to understand some other issues. I'm warning you ahead of time that the tears might come explaining this. And I'm also going to do a little disclaimer. I do not hate my sister for this. This is just who she is. And she could probably use to be on some medication because she's still like this. But my sister has always thrown... My sister's bipolar. She'll never admit it. But I promise you she is. And she's always thrown these insane passive-aggressive temper tantrums. And she's been beyond the phrase high maintenance to my parents. And because of this, my older sister has required over 90% of my parents' attention my whole life. So pretty much as soon as I got out of diapers and was capable of bringing myself to the bathroom, my father worked, you know, two jobs, and my mother was kind of left on her own. And my mom could only do so much. And my sister requiring that much attention, and I was the good one. My mom kind of sat me in front of the TV and gave me something to eat to reward me for being good and feeling grown up, being the responsible one, and for her being proud of me. She gave me a snack or a treat or food and plopped me in front of the TV while she tended to my sister's needs. And because that happened so early in my life, food meant those things to me at a very, very early age. Food meant feeling grown up. Food meant feeling accomplished. Food meant feeling good. And food meant being something my parents were proud of me for. And I took that to a whole new level. Because my sister never grew out of that, ever. My sister went through more difficult temper tantrums. My sister started drugs at about the age of 12. And that, of course, you know, ballooned into nightmares that I can't even explain. We're to the point where my parents pretty much ignored me because they were constantly tending to her and her issues. And, you know, I ate for comfort. I ate for attention. For the attention that my parents weren't giving me. Because my parents didn't make me feel proud, good, cared for, loved. Because they weren't around to do it. And I don't blame my parents. I don't. I swear to God, I don't. They did what they could do. My parents aren't superheroes. I get that. I don't blame them. But I had to find a coping mechanism, and unfortunately, I found food. I guess it's better than finding alcohol, or, you know, even me, if I found drugs. You know, I don't know. You know, I guess that the damage I did to myself with food was easier to reverse than the damage I could have done to myself had it been drug related or alcohol related. I don't know. But basically I ballooned, and walking up and down hallways in school from, you know, class to class, and getting made fun of and picked on. And, you know, children are vicious. Children are vicious. Especially in school. And I mean, when you've got, and I live in New York, as you guys know, and when you've got 35 kids per one adult teacher, and that many kids per adults, those kids do not lower their voices. And you've got the teachers in the classrooms, you know, wiping down the chalkboards while you've got 100 plus kids in the hallways doing whatever they got to do in lockers, and you're walking down a hallway and one girl says really loud and calls you a fat slob or something like that, or something completely vicious, and throws some curse words in there, and, you know, a bunch of other people turn around to see what she just said and why she said it, and they look at you and start laughing, and they jump on the train with them and start making fun of you too, and before you know it, you got 25 kids pointing at you and making fun of you and laughing at you and calling you ugly and fat and stupid and just any insult you can think of underneath the sun, until you can get out of their eyesight. And it doesn't stop. And it's, you know, I remember in my high school we had 9 periods, 9 different classes. And so to have to go through that 9 times a day, every single day, 5 days a week, you know, it's 45 times a week. You got to go through that. And I'm being nice about the comments because, damn, those kids were vicious. And then you got to go on buses and, you know, and you can only make so many friends because not many friends want to be seen with you because you're so big and you're embarrassing to them. And you're embarrassing to their image. Childhood obesity, it's damaging to everybody involved. It's damaging to the parents, it's damaging to the children. It's damaging on a mental level, on a physical level. It's just awful, and I think that we need to be really proactive about it and try to make it stop as much as we possibly can. If I had a solution, I swear to God I would share it. But I can tell you what not to do, because I can tell you what my parents did try to do to me. And I promise you they did not work. They only made the problem worse. First, my parents tried to food police me. And food policing me did not work. Food policing me caused me to hoard food and caused me to sneak food. And when I snuck food, I did it during the day when nobody was looking, or I woke myself up at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, and I snuck food and brought it upstairs in my room. And I ate in the middle of the night. You use food like a drug, and you don't care what time of day it is. It has nothing to do with hunger anymore once it gets to that point of addiction and obsession. You don't care anymore. It's not about your stomach. It's all mental. So don't food police, because you're only going to escalate it. That's not the way to handle it. I can tell you that pushing them onto a sports team, or if it's a girl, onto like a cheerleading team, it's not the way to do it either. Unless they want to. Unless they volunteer to. Okay? Because they are probably so ashamed of themselves and their bodies that giving them a new opportunity to be made fun of, i.e., in front of a baseball team of vicious children that will make fun of them because they can't run as fast as they can, or a cheerleading team of a bunch of teeny bopper girls in short skirts with cutie patootie ponytails that can, you know, do jumping jacks 30 times faster than your daughter can, you're going to make them feel like shit. Don't do that. The only thing I can really suggest is that you have to let them want it for themselves. I know it's painful to see somebody drowning in a puddle when all they have to do is stand up and walk away and stop drowning. It's very painful to watch, but unfortunately that really is the way. They have to want it for themselves. They have to get the drive from themselves. It's best if you did it with them. Like if you could get them a gym membership with you and drag them to the gym with you. You know, throw them on a treadmill next to you for 15-20 minutes or whatever. You know, if you belong to the Y or something. But if you make your whole family eat better and make them eat better at the same time, and not isolate their food, not isolate them, not food police just them. Just keep it. They already feel so, I promise you, they already feel so isolated. For one reason, for whatever the reason is, they feel isolated, and that's why they're doing this. They're eating the amount that they're eating to supplement a gap in their life. And whatever that gap is, mine was lack of attention and lack of love. Whatever that gap is in their life, they're eating to supplement that gap, to fill the void. If you isolate them with a special diet while the rest of your family eats something else, you're continuing to isolate them. If you send them off to the gym by themselves, but the rest of you do what you gotta do, you're continuing to isolate them. It's not gonna fix the problem. So I'm just telling you what I know won't work. I wish I had a solution. This topic breaks my fucking heart. It really breaks my heart, but I hope I could be of any help to anybody who has children or younger siblings that could possibly need some help in this topic. I love you so much. I hope you have a wonderful week. Best of luck to anybody who is suffering with anyone with childhood obesity. And I hope you have a wonderful week. Thank you so much for watching Back to Basics Weight Loss Surgery. Bye, guys.